Welcome, dear seekers of inner peace and spiritual understanding. Today, we embark on a profound journey into the depths of our consciousness, exploring the timeless wisdom of non-reactivity and serene tranquility. In the hustle and bustle of our daily lives, amidst the chaos of the external world, we often find ourselves entangled in a web of reactions and emotions, losing touch with our inner calm and balance. Have you ever noticed how swiftly the mind reacts to various stimuli? A passing comment, a frustrating situation, or even a simple change in plans can trigger a cascade of thoughts and emotions within us. In these moments, it's easy to become swept away by the currents of our own mind, losing sight of the present moment and succumbing to the illusion of turmoil. But what if there was another way? What if we could learn to observe the fluctuations of our mind without getting caught up in them? This, dear friends, is the essence of the spiritual practice we explore today, the art of non-reactivity. It's about stepping back from our habitual patterns of reaction and learning to respond from a place of deep inner stillness. The mind, like a restless monkey, constantly seeks stimulation and validation, creating illusions of separation and discord. It projects its fears and desires onto the canvas of reality, weaving intricate narratives that keep us trapped in a cycle of suffering. But beyond the incessant chatter of the mind lies a vast expanse of pure awareness, the true essence of our being. As we delve deeper into the practice of non-reactivity, we begin to recognize that our thoughts and emotions are like passing clouds in the sky of consciousness. They come and go, transient and ephemeral, while the essence of who we are remains unchanged. In this realization, we find liberation from the endless cycle of attachment and aversion, embracing each moment with equanimity and grace. Join me, dear friends, as we embark on this sacred journey together, transcending the limitations of the mind and rediscovering the boundless peace that resides within us. Open your hearts to the wisdom that unfolds, and may we walk this path hand in hand, guided by the light of our own inner truth. In the stillness of this moment, let us delve deeper into the heart of non-reactivity and the profound peace it bestows upon us. As we journey inward, we come to understand that the mind, in its ceaseless quest for control and certainty, often creates the very problems it seeks to avoid. Consider for a moment the nature of our reactions. When faced with a challenging situation, our immediate impulse is often to resist or push back against it. We label certain experiences as good or bad, clinging to the pleasant and rejecting the unpleasant. But in doing so, we only perpetuate a cycle of suffering, for it is our resistance to what is that causes our distress. Non-reactivity invites us to embrace a different approach, one of radical acceptance and surrender. Instead of struggling against the currents of life, we learn to flow with them, recognizing that every experience, whether joyful or painful, carries within it the seed of our spiritual growth. In the stillness of non-reactivity, we discover a profound sense of freedom. No longer enslaved by the whims of our own mind, we become witnesses to the unfolding drama of life, observing with clarity and compassion. In this space of awareness, we find refuge from the storms of emotion, anchored in the unshakable peace of our true nature. But how do we cultivate this state of non-reactivity in our daily lives? It begins with mindfulness, the practice of present moment awareness. By bringing our attention to the here and now, we create a spaciousness within which our reactions can arise and dissolve without drawing us into their tumultuous currents. Pause for a moment and take a deep breath. Feel the gentle rise and fall of your chest, the sensation of air filling your lungs. In this simple act of breathing, we connect with the ever-present rhythm of life, grounding ourselves in the infinite expanse of the present moment. As we continue on this journey of self-discovery, may we remember that true peace is not found in the absence of challenges, but rather in our response to them. Let us embrace each moment with open hearts and clear minds, surrendering to the flow of life with grace and gratitude. As we delve deeper into the practice of non-reactivity, it's essential to understand the role of the ego in shaping our perceptions and reactions. The ego, that subtle yet persistent voice within us, constantly seeks validation and control, driving us to react from a place of fear and insecurity. Think for a moment about the stories we tell ourselves, the narratives that shape our understanding of who we are and how the world works. These stories, crafted by the ego, often paint a distorted picture of reality, reinforcing our sense of separation and identity. But beneath the layers of egoic conditioning lies a deeper truth, the truth of our interconnectedness and inherent worthiness. Non-reactivity invites us to transcend the limitations of the ego, stepping into the expansive awareness of our true nature. In the stillness of non-reactivity, we come to realize that our thoughts and emotions are not who we are. They are merely passing phenomena, like ripples on the surface of a vast ocean. When we identify with these transient experiences, we bind ourselves to the ever-changing tides of life. But when we rest in the spaciousness of awareness, we discover a profound sense of peace and wholeness. So how do we free ourselves from the grip of the ego and cultivate non-reactivity in our lives? It begins with self-inquiry, a courageous exploration of our beliefs, fears, and attachments. By shining the light of awareness on the patterns of the mind, we loosen their hold on us, opening the door to greater freedom and authenticity. Take a moment to observe the thoughts and emotions arising within you. Notice the subtle ways in which the ego seeks to assert itself, clinging to its familiar stories and identities. And then, with compassion and curiosity, gently release your grip on these mental constructs, allowing them to dissolve into the spaciousness of awareness. In this moment of surrender, we reclaim our power and embrace the fullness of our being. Non-reactivity is not about suppressing or denying our thoughts and emotions, but rather about embracing them with love and understanding. By cultivating a compassionate presence, we create space for healing and transformation to unfold, both within ourselves and in the world around us. As we journey deeper into the practice of non-reactivity, let us explore the profound wisdom of acceptance and surrender. In the midst of life's challenges and uncertainties, we often find ourselves struggling to control outcomes, clinging to our desires and expectations with fervent determination. But what if we were to loosen our grip on the reins of control and surrender to the flow of life? What if we were to embrace each moment exactly as it is, with open hearts and trusting minds? This, dear friends, is the essence of acceptance, a radical openness to the present moment, just as it unfolds. Acceptance does not mean resignation or passivity. It is an active surrender, a courageous opening to the full spectrum of human experience. When we accept the reality of the present moment, without judgment or resistance, we free ourselves from the burden of expectation, allowing life to unfold with grace and ease. In the practice of non-reactivity, acceptance is our greatest ally. When faced with a challenging situation, we can choose to meet it with openness and curiosity, rather than with resistance and aversion. By embracing the present moment with unconditional acceptance, we create space for transformation and growth to unfold. Take a moment to reflect on a recent challenge or difficulty in your life. Notice any resistance or discomfort that arises within you as you recall this experience, and then, with gentle awareness, invite acceptance into your heart, accepting this moment exactly as it is, without needing to change or fix anything. In the spaciousness of acceptance, we discover a profound sense of peace and freedom. No longer bound by the shackles of resistance, we step into the flow of life with open hearts and clear minds. With each breath, we surrender to the rhythm of existence, trusting in the inherent wisdom of the universe to guide us on our path. As we continue on this journey of self-discovery, may we remember that acceptance is not a destination, but a continuous unfolding. Let us embrace each moment with open arms and loving hearts, trusting in the divine perfection of all that is. In our exploration of non-reactivity, let us now turn our attention to the transformative power of presence. Presence is the state of being fully engaged and attentive to the present moment, free from the distractions of past regrets or future anxieties. It is the foundation upon which non-reactivity blossoms, allowing us to respond to life with clarity and wisdom. Consider for a moment the nature of our habitual reactions. How often do we find ourselves caught up in the whirlwind of thoughts and emotions, lost in the maze of our own minds? In these moments of unconscious reactivity, we relinquish our power and become mere slaves to the conditioned patterns of the past. But when we anchor ourselves in the spaciousness of presence, we reclaim our sovereignty and open ourselves to the infinite possibilities of the present moment. Presence is not a distant goal to be achieved, but rather a continuous practice of coming home to ourselves again and again. In the stillness of presence, we discover a profound sense of peace and clarity. No longer bound by the constraints of time and space, we expand into the fullness of our being, embracing each moment with reverence and gratitude. In this state of heightened awareness, we become vessels of love and compassion, radiating our light out into the world. So how do we cultivate presence in our daily lives? It begins with the simple act of attention, bringing our awareness to the here and now with gentle curiosity and openness. Whether we are washing the dishes, taking a walk in nature, or having a conversation with a loved one, we can infuse each moment with the vibrant energy of presence. Take a moment now to tune into your breath. Feel the sensation of air entering your nostrils, filling your lungs and expanding your chest. With each inhale and exhale, allow yourself to sink deeper into the present moment, letting go of any distractions or concerns that may arise. As we continue on this journey of self-discovery, may we remember that presence is not something to be attained, but rather a natural state of being that is always available to us. Let us cultivate this precious gift with mindfulness and intention, honoring the sacredness of each moment with open hearts and clear minds. In our quest for inner peace and spiritual fulfillment, let us explore the profound teachings of impermanence and detachment. These ancient wisdom traditions remind us that all things in life are transient and ever-changing, and it is our attachment to the impermanent that leads to suffering. Consider for a moment the nature of attachment. How often do we cling to people, possessions, or outcomes, believing that they hold the key to our happiness and fulfillment? In our attachment, we place undue importance on external circumstances, seeking validation and security from the ever-shifting sands of life. But when we embrace the truth of impermanence, we free ourselves from the shackles of attachment, recognizing that true happiness lies not in the fleeting pleasures of the world, but in the eternal presence of our own being. Detachment does not mean apathy or indifference. Rather, it is a profound act of love and compassion, releasing others and ourselves from the bonds of expectation and judgment. In the light of detachment, we discover a profound sense of freedom and liberation. No longer bound by the constraints of desire and aversion, we open ourselves to the fullness of life, embracing each moment with equanimity and grace. In this state of radical acceptance, we become channels of divine love and wisdom, flowing effortlessly with the rhythm of existence. So how do we cultivate detachment in our daily lives? It begins with the practice of mindfulness, the art of observing our thoughts and emotions without attachment or judgment. By cultivating a spacious awareness, we create a sanctuary within which the fluctuations of the mind can arise and dissolve without disturbing our inner peace. Take a moment now to observe the sensations in your body. Notice any areas of tension or discomfort and simply allow them to be, without trying to change or fix anything. In this act of radical acceptance, we open ourselves to the transformative power of detachment, releasing the grip of the ego and surrendering to the flow of life. As we journey deeper into the practice of non-reactivity, may we remember the profound wisdom of impermanence and detachment, embracing each moment with open hearts and clear minds. Let us cultivate a spirit of detachment, freeing ourselves from the bonds of attachment and stepping into the boundless freedom of our true nature. In our exploration of non-reactivity, let us now delve into the transformative power of compassion. Compassion is the gentle guiding force that emanates from the depths of our being, embracing all of life with unconditional love and understanding. It is the antidote to the illusion of separation, bridging the gap between self and other with grace and humility. Consider for a moment the nature of compassion. How often do we find ourselves caught up in the drama of our own lives, blind to the suffering of those around us? In our self-centeredness, we lose sight of the interconnectedness of all beings, failing to recognize that their pain is our pain, and their joy is our joy. But when we open our hearts to the suffering of others, we awaken the dormant seed of compassion within us, recognizing that true happiness lies not in isolation, but in communion with all of life. Compassion is not a fleeting emotion, but a steadfast commitment to alleviating the suffering of all beings, starting with ourselves. In the light of compassion, we discover a profound sense of interconnectedness and belonging. No longer separate and alone, we recognize ourselves in the eyes of the other, sharing in their joys and sorrows with boundless empathy and love. In this state of radical inclusivity, we become vessels of divine grace, radiating our light out into the world. So how do we cultivate compassion in our daily lives? It begins with the simple act of kindness, extending a helping hand to those in need, offering a listening ear to those who are suffering, and treating all beings with dignity and respect. By embodying the spirit of compassion in our thoughts, words, and actions, we create a ripple effect of healing and transformation that touches the lives of all we encounter. Take a moment now to reflect on a time when you received an act of kindness from another. Notice how it made you feel, the warmth in your heart, the sense of connection and belonging. And then, with gratitude and humility, commit yourself to being a source of compassion and kindness in the world. Dear friends, as we come to the end of our journey together, let us take a moment to reflect on the profound teachings we have explored. From the practice of non-reactivity to the wisdom of impermanence and detachment, we have delved deep into the heart of spiritual awakening, uncovering the timeless truths that lie at the core of our being. In the stillness of this moment, let us remember that the essence of who we are is love itself, boundless, infinite, and eternal. It is this love that transcends all boundaries, uniting us in a tapestry of interconnectedness and oneness. And it is this love that holds the key to our ultimate liberation and happiness. As we navigate the ever-changing landscape of life, may we carry with us the light of awareness and the warmth of compassion, illuminating the path for ourselves and others. Let us embrace each moment with open hearts and clear minds, knowing that within the depths of our being, we are already whole and complete. I invite you to carry the teachings of this journey into your daily lives, allowing them to guide you on your path of self-discovery and spiritual growth. May you find peace in the midst of chaos, joy in the midst of sorrow, and love in the midst of fear. And finally, dear friends, if you have found value in our time together, I invite you to subscribe to our channel and join our community of like-minded seekers. Your support allows us to continue sharing these teachings with the world, spreading love and light to all who seek it. Thank you for joining me on this sacred journey. May you be blessed with love, peace, and happiness, now and always.